The title of the topic will be Multimodal Learning Theory in Education. Topics of the presentation or chapters. What is multimodal learning? Multimodal learning theory proponents. Multimodal learning definition. How do multimodal learners learn? Multimodal learning theory examples. How to incorporate multimodal learning in the classroom. Multimodal learning strategies. Advantages and disadvantages of multimodal learning. And please subscribe if you want this kind of video. What is multimodal learning? All students have different learning styles. One student might need as many visuals, while another would swap an image for a verbal explanation. Some students need to watch a demonstration and then perform a task to learn, while other students can remember anything they read. Some taking notes and watching videos is the best way to learn. There are also those who need multiple formats for concept to stick. This is why a multimodal approach to education is best. According to research, multimodality is a theory which looks at how individuals communicate and connect each other. They interact with each other not just through speaking, but also through gestures, writing, and visual forms. Why multimodal learning is important? Images and animation can help focus attention. Text and audio help reading and hearing. Examples can help understanding. Next chapter will be Multimodal Learning Theory Proponent. Gunter Kress, 1940 to 2019, was an Australian semiotician and linguist. He is mainly known for his contributions to the study of multimodality. What is semiotician? Semiotician is a person who studies the use of symbols and signs, while linguist is someone who studies language, grammar, and how words evolve over time. Theo van Leeuwen, 1947, was a Dutch linguist who also described the concept of multimodality. Kress and van Leeuwen both claim for the centrality of visual images in the grammar of communication. Next chapter will be multimodal learning definition. Multimodal learning is a teaching strategy using different media tools to teach and educate students. Multimodal learning engages students with content using mediums or multiple modes of communication. What are modes? Modes are anything that communicates meaning in some way or are channels of information. Some few examples are pictures, audio, video, color, speech, and gestures. To provide a well-rounded educational experience, teachers should combine 2 or more multimodal learning modes. Another definition will be multimodal learning is a concept in teaching that says that while learning using multiple senses, students retain more information. The next chapter will be how do multimodal learners learn. Multimodal learning revolves on the BARC model of learning style. This holds that there are 4 main types of learners. The 4 main types of learners are visual, auditory, reading, writing, and kinesthetic. Visual learners were able to retain information when presented to them in graphic form. Examples of graphic forms are diagrams, symbols, or images. Auditory learners prefer listening to information that is presented vocally. Examples, speeches, or podcast. What is a podcast? Podcast is an audio file where you can listen whenever and wherever you want. It also allows you to listen without needing to watch the screen. Reading writing learners with reading and writing information. Example, information on worksheets. Next, kinesthetic learners learn best by touching and doing. Examples, performing an experiment or manipulating objects. Multimodal learning in education means teaching concept using multiple modes. Modes are anything that communicates meaning in some way or are channels of information. Some examples of modes are pictures, audio, colors, speech, gestures, writing, illustrations, and others. To provide a well-rounded educational experience, teachers should combine 2 or more multimodal learning modes. Multimodal learning theory examples. Number 1, multimedia research projects. Students finding information from media sources such as new clips and podcasts, and of their findings, they create a presentation. Number 2, educational games. There are digital gaming platforms where students practice math without realizing they are learning. Number 3, learning management system, or the so-called LMS. What is LMS? LMS is a software application or web-based technology and is used for e-learning practices. E-learning is an instruction delivered over the internet. It consists of 2 elements, a server and a user interface that is operated by administration, instructors, and students. Next chapter will be ways to incorporate multimodal learning in the classroom. Incorporate visual aids, charts, graphs, diagrams, and artwork. Bring in mixed media like videos, games, podcasts, and educational tools like LMS that will enrich students' understanding and concepts. Another way is to take advantage of blended learning opportunities. Blended learning is a style of education in which students learn via traditional face-to-face teaching and electronic and online media as well. It gives students more flexibility to customize their learning. Next chapter will be multimodal learning strategies. To come up with multimodal learning strategies, it's best to look at strategies for each learning style. Under visual, use textbooks with many pictures and diagrams. Include visual elements like videos and slideshows. Let students organize their thoughts in flowcharts. Other strategies: to emphasize terms, use different font styles or explain key concepts with pictures or illustrations. Under auditory, assign speeches, presentation, or musical projects to students. Under read-write, encourage students to write notes. Let them sort key concepts into categories and lists. Last is kinesthetic. Perform experiments so students can work with the things they learn about. Last chapter will be advantages of multimodal learning as well as the disadvantage. Multimodal learning engages all students. With it, every student is guaranteed to have at least one of his/her learning preferences met during the lesson at some point. Another advantage: multimodal improves the quality of learning. Learning through multiple modes of communication improves retention of the content. Research has shown. Another advantage: multimodal learning expands the creativity of teachers and students. Teachers even go so far as to create the media themselves. Students are, on the other hand, set to demonstrate their knowledge through stimulating projects that challenge and highlight their unique abilities. Another advantage: students want diversity. Multimodal learning makes every lesson new and exciting because it offers frequent transitions. Multimodal learning inspires cooperative learning. It allows students to present or discuss concepts according to their learning styles and gain a new perspective through group interactions. Pertaining to disadvantage of multimodal learning theory, some schools may not have access to certain forms of technology. That ends up my topics about multimodal learning theory in education.